What is climate change? Well, from my research, climate change is a direct result of the global warming caused by the burning of fossil fuels and other non-renewable energy sources that we use to power our society today. Okay, but what's wrong with that? Why should we care about the warming of the Earth? Today, I'd like to talk about the negative impacts of climate change and what we need to do to stop them. To start off, climate change affects many human industries like agriculture and fishing. But how does it do that? Well, because of the Earth's climate warming, many areas that we have our agricultural land are experiencing droughts just because of the global warming. And because of these droughts, we're unable to sustain many populations with the food and water they need. As the human population grows, we'll end up being unable to sustain a 9 billion, 10 billion, 11 billion population of the Earth just because of these negative global warming impacts. Also, when it comes to the fishing industry, many fish species are unable to survive in warming water temperatures, especially in coral reefs, where coral itself, which houses millions of different species of fish, dies off because of the warming ocean temperatures. Now, this is also a result of how global warming impacts the environment. Well, because of global warming, ecosystems like the coral reef experience ecosystem degradation from one keystone species like the corals dying off just because of warming water temperatures. And with the warming of the Earth comes the melting of ice caps. The ice caps being in the polar regions of the Earth, the North Pole and the South Pole, encase most of the Earth's fresh water. When they melt, not only does the salinity of the ocean go down, but the depth of the ocean starts to rise. If all these ice caps start to melt, we may experience major flooding in many parts of the Earth that would engulf any kinds of islands or peninsulas around the world. And this is something we need to watch out for in the coming years. Also, with climate change comes the changing of the weather. From warming of any of the climate regions of the Earth comes the impulse of hurricanes and cyclones. Because they prefer warmer water and warmer air, these natural disasters tend to occur way more often and almost once a year or twice a year in some places just because of the warming of the Earth. All of these things just show us how difficult it can be to live in a world where the climate continues to change and the atmosphere continues to warm. We as a species need to learn from our mistakes of the past, of our unenvironmentally friendly industries, and try to strive to a way that we can learn to use cleaner energy that does not pollute the Earth's atmosphere. Things like solar power, wind power, and even nuclear power could help us to try and stop this problem of climate change. Thank you for listening.